Once again, I can see a red light flashing on my computer, which
We go for launch.
you've tried to surprise me.
No,
I
you
was
told me
talking
to.
about something totally filthy dirty like.
You told me to hit record, mate.
Oh, turn it up. You're just pressing record because you want to.
Turn
Something
it up.
filthy, something filthy dirty like the Nürburgring 24-hour, mate. Daily Race C this week has been absolute pain.
Been having fun there, mate. That's good.
Yeah, I love it. Like it has been on a long list of tracks that I want to learn. This week wasn't one of the weeks that I would have chosen to learn it.
That you wanted to learn it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not a good week to learn, is it?
No, it's coincided with the new release times of Oceania FIAs, and that has just ruined my mood. The FIAs were probably one of the things that strongly pulled me into the game and wanting to learn how to drive.
Manufacturer series, mostly, I assume, or
no, I didn't care about manufacturer series. I was always a Nations Cup guy in the beginning, back in the early days when you could race against other countries other than Australia versus New Zealand.
Yep.
And
they call that daily racing now.
Yeah, exactly.
There's your nations that you get every day. You just go in and you get your weekly nations, mate.
Yeah, I was super stoked when they finally moved it back to a time that we could race here in New Zealand. It was, which I think was the second season, so 2018, the original season, that was in the middle of the night. That used to start at midnight and run till 5 a.m. So I don't know. Only serious blokes like Monkey Matt, Side Dog, Double H, and I can't remember who the Australians were at the time, getting up at those times a day to race the FIAs. But I was super stoked in season 2 when they lowered the time back to about 7 o'clock New Zealand time and you could actually race it.
Oh, it was even 6 o'clock at one stage too.
Was it?
I mean,
yeah,
we were kicking off at, I know my area, I was kicking off at 4 o'clock.
Yep.
And now it's just gotten out of hand, I think.
Yeah, they've moved it back to 10 p.m. start times for us lovely blokes over here. And when you got day jobs and other lives to live, not always easy to get up and get your best racing out at 10 o'clock at night. So
no, it's not. And I mean, we all have a joke, harden up and all that sort of stuff. But the reality is that, that's kind of not the time that I want to be. I mean, even 8 o'clock. I mean, 10 o'clock start for New Zealand, 8 o'clock Melbourne time. Even that's getting a little bit late for me. That's normally should be the third race.
Yeah. So this might be the first FIA season since the beginning that I might not partake in. We might get 1 or 2 races on the weekend in the second half of the season, but I'm not too sure yet. I just lacking drive with this GT7 on the horizon. This coinciding with everything: Nürburgring 24-hour, difficult, FIA times, terrible, game, end of life. This is like the first week, the first week in 3 years, or however long I've been playing this goddamn game. I've actually I almost put another disc in yesterday. I was so close.
Whoa. Yeah.
If I had another disc to put in, I would have put it in. I actually really wanted to put WRC9, but I can't afford to buy that at the moment. So I was going to settle for that free dirt. And was it Dirt 4 that came out free a while ago?
I think it was a free download, yeah.
Yeah. Did you crank out any dirt? Any Dirt 4? I think it was Dirt 4.
Oh, I've cranked out pretty much all the dirts, I think.
Yep.
A bit of arcade fun.
Yeah, not too bad.
Not too bad. It's good for sitting on a couch.
Yeah. I've noticed you've pumped out quite a few alternative contents lately. What's that about, mate? What's happening with your rig?
The rig is, we've got the bubble wrapper over the seat so the cat doesn't destroy it, and it's gets a daily dust. It's not doing much, mate. We've had a bit of work come through. Summer's starting to kick off, so people want their cars detailed and ceramic coats and stuff. But and we get back inside and we're just we're pretty much just lurking. If someone throws up a stream like yourself or Loopy or Chad Rice, we're lurking in there. Just that's our gaming at the moment, and just playing around with the PS5. So
PS5.
A few 4K videos thrown up and a bit of Dirt 5.
Does YouTube support 4K?
Yes, it does.
My phone mustn't then, because I don't think I've ever been offered to watch a 4K video.
No, I think most, even on my Samsung, whatever it is, S10 Plus, that's 1440p. That's as high as you'll go on that one. So you need to YouTube it on your TV or if your computer is 4K. But we haven't been doing much, mate. I don't know. I don't want to play anymore, mate.
Turn it up. I heard Dirt 5's your thing, mate.
Dirt 5, it's a good game, mate. You sit down and have a bit of fun. The new controller for the PS5 is pretty spanky.
Yeah.
Some good vibration in there. So
I thought I understood haptic. Isn't that meant to like mold to your skin and do stuff to your fingers? So how can it be haptic? How can it transfer the information to your fingers? Or is it just like a N64 rumble pack, but like times at 10,000?
It is. I was talking to Joe about this the other day when we were just talking about the PS5 controller, and it's hard to explain to someone who, like yourself, who hasn't touched it yet.
Yep.
Whereas with Joe, I can just go, I can say, you can feel that sensation.
Yep.
How do you explain it? I don't know. Like, I mean, they've got their Astro Bot game that was made for the controller to show you all the stuff they can do with it. So I don't know. It's weird. Like in Astrobot, there's I know we're not talking about sim racing, but there's a level where you get an umbrella and it starts to rain, and it feels like it's raining on you.
Your hands are getting rained on, or does your brain trick yourself into that? Yeah, you are getting rained on.
Yeah, no, the brain kind of tricks you into I'm getting rained. Like I've got an umbrella.
So is this going to be the next level VR? Is this what they talk about G suits? Like when they're trying to simulate G suits and they're loading on your body.
That's the dream, mate. Ready Player One. We'll chuck a suit on. We'll get into the rig.
It's going all too Matrix, mate. Yeah. If you die in the sim rig, do you die in real life? So
if you crash,
big 50G moment.
I've seen some good YouTube videos of the motion sim rigs and people rolling them. But they don't get hurt. But that's all that we've been doing.
Can the motion rig roll over or something?
Yeah,
you need to start linking some of this Facebook stuff. What do you call it? YouTube videos.
YouTube. Just type in sim rig disaster or something in YouTube. Yep. Something will pop up for you.
That sounds epic.
That's all we've been doing, mate. We haven't been doing much. We did go on for I think when I spoke to you yesterday.
Yep.
And I did a quick time for the Nürburgring. We only did one lap because we didn't want to sit there. And
ain't nobody got time, mate. 8.5 minutes. Time.
Where are we on my friends list? We're 21st on my friends list. With
perfect, mate. That's
with a crappy time of 8:24 in the Corvette.
Yep.
But we went in. We started 10th. We're with Gungrave, but started 10th, finished 5th. Had a pretty good race, but we turned it off after that, mate.
Yeah. But have you had, so with your PS5 controller on dirt, can you feel all the dirt and the shrubbery in your hands? Like, how does it feel for the car games? How does that controller feel for the car games?
So with Dirt 5, they did do the accelerate, brake, haptic sort of stuff. So R2 and L2, your triggers, that's where it's can push out different sensitivity. Like, it's not really for braking and all that, like trail braking or anything like that. It's just you'll be driving along and you kind of can. It's kind of like having the immersion speaker from the TGT in your hands.
So, yeah, it just gives you a little bit of rumble for strips and grass and bumps and stones and whatnot.
Yeah, and it's sort of like feedback pressure. So it's like you're feeling the tyres in a way.
Yep.
Which, I mean, for a controller in a race
pretty epic,
game,
isn't it?
I mean, it's something that I know they're going to do for GT7. So all the controller players, if you do play with your accelerate brakies on the triggers, I mean, it'll be good. But I mean, Dirt 5, I switched it to how I play it, which is the analog sticks.
Yep.
For accelerate brake.
That's crazy, mate. That's you're not allowed
just
to
the
do
way.
that.
Nah, that's how I've done it from day one.
Nah, it's definitely that is incorrect. You should be banned from the game. It has to be L1, L2. That is the only way to brake and accelerate. So have you had to go on GT Sport with the controller as well to see if that, or is that just because it's an old game ported? No one cares.
No one cares, mate. GT Sport's just the same on PS5. I mean, I know a lot of people say it looks crisper, it looks crisper and great on PS5. But I mean, see, the thing is that Joe and I had just standard PS4s, so it's kind of like we're both saying, man, why didn't we get a PS4 Pro? Because
Sport looks heaps better.
Yeah, mine. I'm saying what you see. I'm saying what Max Mayhem sees. Like,
but I think
we're all running the same settings
since the update. I reckon they just sharpen the edges. Everything looks so much crisper now, and I'm like, did they do that, or is that in my brain? Because I've gone through some old replays. Some of my really old replays from early updates look really crisp, but the recent saved replays, they just look crap. Like the current replays look. But a lot of the edges, I feel like they've just sharpened up a lot of the edges and a lot of the like cutscenes and photos. It feels like they've just done a little bit of a. It's like they've done a little bit of a crispy cleanup so that the PS5 players can go, "Oh my god, look how good this looks." So
yeah, I'm not really not sure. Like, I think it might have. The only difference that I noticed with the PS5 compared to the PS4, and I know the PS4 Pro as well, is the HDR on the PS5 seems to work a hell of a lot better.
Yeah, they have a problem with the HDR on the PS4 Pro, don't they? Or the PS4 in general?
I believe so. Like,
that's the wrong bitrate or something, I think.
Well, compared to the Xbox One X, which was 4K, and I have that set to HDR, it had a natural... HDR should give you a natural color palette, and because of your max white balance and your, how deep your blacks can go. Whereas with the PS4, I turned it off because it looked like I was playing Mario Kart.
Oh, yeah.
So now with the PS5 with HDR on, its reds look like a natural red. Grass looks like natural, light, sort of dirty grass, not Mario Kart.
I'm red-green colorblind, and so when I turn HDR on and off, I can't tell the difference. So,
fuck, you've got a lot of things wrong with you, mate.
Calm down.
Cement. I hear Loopy gives out cement.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, to make you harden up, mate.
Yeah, nah. Well, I don't think it's anything I can do. I don't think I get to choose which colors I can see. But I turned HDR off as soon as I started making YouTube videos, which I think was around 2 years ago.
Yeah,
And
because
then,
it doesn't register properly for some reason from the PS4.
yeah, so I don't even know. I don't know if I Googled it or someone said it or whatever. They're like, oh, if you're going to do any, it might have been even when I streamed, which was only like 18 months ago, I think. They're like, oh, turn it off because the colors wash on YouTube. So I don't even know what that means. So I just turned it off, and I've never gone back. Never really, never really noticed. Just set it at 1080, 60 frames per second because my internet can handle it, and press the share button and go. Oh, and that's what I was talking about, the share button the other day. We were talking once about the share button was going to be a lot better on, or hoping it was going to be better on the PS5. Is it just exactly the same share button with exactly the same options?
No, it's actually so. What do we got here? I've got my PS5 on now. So you click the share button, and it'll bring you up screenshot, save recent gameplay, or start a new recording, and then you can go further across, and it'll give you the options of what you want to record in. So we're recording in 4K. You go to broadcast, sign in with your YouTube or whatever.
Yep.
The cool feature now is being able to have a text overlay on your screen without having that stupid
Black bar box thing.
black box thing in your picture. We're still waiting on the adapter,
For the camera.
the free adapter for the camera and the VR. So then, because I did a stream the other day, so there's no camera at the moment because I can't connect it.
Yeah.
But when so don't have to have computer open for YouTube anymore.
Yep.
There is a little limitation to it, like if you type, if someone types too many words, you'll only get sort of the first half.
Yep.
But it comes up in a nice little bubble. It has the avatar images of the user on YouTube, so you know who's talking.
Yep.
It just makes it easier. It looks clean. It stays up long enough for you to have a quick squiz, but we're still yet to try out the camera.
Yep.
On the PS5.
And see what options that has. That'll be interesting.
We will do that as soon as we can. So it's pretty good, mate.
Yeah, because old Donny Boy's been smashing out the PS5 vids. See that?
Yes.
GT Sport from every angle on the PS5.
I saw that.
Yeah, that's been good.
I'm just looking at the Daily Race C times, mate. Have you looked?
Yes, I have. I woke up this morning, and for whatever reason, I don't know if it was the first thing, but one of the first things I did was I was like, I wonder if my improved 24-hour time was any good. And I scrolled down the app and scrolled to find my name, and I was like, oh, that's pretty low in the top 100. And as I scroll to my name, Old Mayhem is one position in front of me.
I was just going to say, is there someone in front of you that?
Yeah.
I mean, on my friends list, it's Metal Gear up the top, of course, which is to be expected. But then I saw a little position change of the old Maxi and the Vantage flying along.
Yeah.
I mean, 811's still quick, mate.
Yeah, it feels pretty slow when you're driving it.
Sure it does, but it looks pretty quick, mate.
Yeah, well, I'll say thank you, but it's been a long road this week because I would have done laps here because I assume there's a 24-hour race in like the enduro mode of the game that I would have had to have been there at least once or twice.
Yeah,
but this week was the first real week of trying it, I guess, and it was really hard. I had no idea where to go. I can't remember. Like, I have done the Lewis Hamilton Diamond there, and so I have sort of no excuse. Like, I do know how to get around there. Like,
you get around quicker in that event, but don't you?
Yeah, but that's 5 minutes. So you can
just bang done.
Yeah, you can do 12 laps an hour or whatever.
Yeah, you can stuff up a quarter in the middle of after the carousel, mate. You can just restart and you're there in 2 minutes.
Yeah, but these cars, it was on hard tyres, no grip. I didn't know what car to use. I just couldn't find a car that I liked.
We gave you a little bit of a suggestion for
Yeah, it took me
for
too
some
long to
cars
try it though.
with the vet.
I did try the Viper. I did like half a lap in the Viper, and I'm like, I'm never driving that car again. I think I tried the GTR, the Supra, the M6, the Hurricane. What else did I try? You name it, I've tried it, and they all just felt equally as crap and equally as slow. Um, and the one car I didn't try was the Corvette. And just yesterday, I think it was just yesterday, I sat down and I did like maybe an hour and a half in the M6, and then I'm driving this car 10 tenths. This car physically cannot be driven quicker, even though there's guys that can do 6 seconds a lap faster than me in it. And so I was like, we'll just try the Corvette. You never know, because I remember the Corvette being exactly like the Viper, and I didn't like the Viper at all. And jumped in the Corvette, and instantly I was like, this car's actually got some grip on the front end. It's actually got heaps of horsepower. It pushes you out of the corner nicely. I'm like, if I can just stitch a lap together, I'll be fine. And so I think it took me, I don't know, less than 30 minutes anyway to like do a lap, finally finish a lap. And yeah, it took us 1.1 seconds off my previous PB on my first flying lap in the vet. And then I lost all motivation. I was like, no, that'll do. I can't be bothered. I've already spent too long trying to learn this track.
Done, mate.
And then, to wake up this morning, Mayhem beats it by, I don't even think it's a tenth. I think it's 100th or less than 500ths.
You've got Mayhem's a 0.709 and you're a 0.771.
So what's that, 700ths?
Yeah. And I mean, Kappa's just behind you and GT Rebecca as well.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a pretty good list, at least. I mean, I'm saying Hurricane, Corvette, Vantage, GTR with Jokin absolutely killing it. Yeah, Nitro in the Merc, and
that I was half thinking that maybe they BOP'd the cars on this track. You know how there's occasionally just a track that comes around and every car is fast on it? And it's like they definitely BOP'd the cars at this track. I have a feeling that Nürburgring might be one of those tracks that they BOP'd the cars at.
But it's just a girl, like, Haruna Luna in the Hyundai, even with an 815.
Well, one of the fastest guys on the European list was in the Hyundai. He was 5th in the Hyundai. So that's how fast the Hyundai can go around here. I actually did try the Hyundai on Monday night there, I think.
Yeah, we all give the Hyundai a bit of crap, but it does come down to the driver. I think if you can drive.
Yeah, I was sort of having this conversation yesterday about brake balance. Yeah. It doesn't actually matter. If you can drive the car well enough, you'll be able to make the car do what you want it to do without changing it. Drive around the car, not change the car to suit you. But I really struggled to gel with anything, and just after seeing that, because the original target for the week was to do a 10 or better. It was actually to do a sub 10, actually, but then I revised it to a 10. And then when I got that 11 yesterday, after the amount of hours I've put in this week trying to learn that track, and it's just time consuming, because you can spend a 2-hour session and eventually get nothing out of it, and you might finish 2 or 3 flying laps or 4 flying laps or 8 flying laps in 2 hours. It's just
I'll just
painful.
I'll stick with me 24. There's no revision needed for that one.
And I was trying to think, like, what skills can you learn at this track that would transfer to another track or another car or another something else? And I don't know. There's no other tracks that are that bumpy, really. So,
I think, just turning up your force feedback to at least a little bit of a man level, 7.6, you want to be really fighting it on the berg.
No. That's how you break your wrist.
Yeah, that's what happens to soft people.
Hey, just because I've got little
Right.
feminine hands doesn't mean I'm bloody.
Little feminine hands.
They're tiny. Tiny little baby hands.
You know what they say about tiny hands, mate?
No.
Oh, me neither.
Yeah, but I have experimented with turning the force feedback up this week, and it does. I don't know.
What are you running? What are you running with your? Let's talk Fanatec settings, mate.
Yeah, so it was 5-2. Then it was 5-4 for most of the week, and then yesterday I went to 5-5.
Oh, look at you, mate!
And about the only thing that I can tell that's different is the front sidewall is all that you can feel that's different. So that effectively feels like what it's changing. It feels like it's changing the stiffness in the front sidewalls of the tyres. So,
and 100% on the wheel, of course.
Yeah, 100, like stock standard Fanatec settings, 100, 100, 100, 100, then 100, customizable 100. Brake force 60, and then whatever the rest of the things are.
Oh, brake force 60. So we've gotten up to brake force 50 at the moment.
Oh, yeah.
So
you did drop it because you started at 60 once upon a time.
Yeah, you told me to drop it, which I did.
Yeah.
I think I went back to 30.
Yep.
And then each week we've just been going up increments of 5.
Yeah, because I find you have to change. Do you know what I mean? Like, because you're trying to learn the feel of the reduction of the pressure. You're not trying to learn your max pressure, if you know what I mean.
No, yeah.
So you want to get to max pressure instantly, and then you want to learn what the releasing the pressure feels like. And then I think the higher the pressure, the more, the more fidelity you have on the brake release, which is the most important part of the braking application.
And I think with the load cell too, your brain eventually gets used to putting a hell of a lot more force onto the pedal, and then, like you said, the release.
Yep.
Especially with your trail braking, I mean, it all comes down to feel, really.
Yeah, exactly.
Where you don't have to sort of be looking at your little brake sort of markers. You know, am I locking up the brakes? Am I halfway for my trail brake?
Yep.
I mean, that's what I used to do on the TGT. So
yeah, watch your replay and just see the way that your foot comes off the brake.
Oh yeah, it was just all over the shop. So it's a lot smoother on this one.
Yeah, I like watching me replays and looking for the linear brake release, so you can see that you're releasing the brakes exactly the way that you like to, and just watch it just slowly drop and drop. Yeah. I was thinking about something else about driving too. What was that?
You were talking about, well, I guess it's the tip, mate, or the tip of the week. Overtakes.
Yeah, I listened to my driving podcast this week, and it was talking about something that I thought that maybe a little thing that I could work on. Catching and overtaking slow drivers. How aware you have to be of slower drivers, and the tip that they were talking about was trying to overtake someone as though he doesn't know you're there. So imagine that they can't see you coming. They've got no idea that you're even going to try and overtake them. And then you have to magically catch them, position your car in a way that they won't touch you. And I was like, that's really interesting. And they were talking about like how you should just analyze, like see which corners they make the mistakes on, and where are they always braking early, or are they always braking too late, and are they always picking up an early apex or a late apex? And so if they're always taking a late one, you have to overtake them with an early apex, and vice versa. If they're an early apex guy, you need to position your car so that both your cars will never be on the same part of the track at the same time. And then they were talking about the skill of also, after you've overtaken someone, that you should have the car where they won't be able to hit you. Like, because he was talking about like go-kart racing, where he's like, you get rammed in the go-kart racing from the slower drivers because they all of a sudden think that they can brake like you can brake. So that you go deep in, they go deep. And I was like, that sounds exactly like sim racing. The guys behind you just instantly think that they can copy everything you can do.
You can't overtake me.
Yeah,
what are you doing?
Exactly. So I was thinking, that's maybe something that I can work on. Trying to really, really start to analyze. And I think Hook talks about this, like racing from the back, like maybe making another profile and just race from the rear and just really get to learn, analyzing how other people position their cars. So,
and he's pretty quick from the back, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely a skill worth learning. Definitely
would be good for you, I reckon. It might stamp out some of the bro, what are you doing, bro? There's a car there, bro. Hey, bro.
Yeah, and I know I put myself into those positions. I know it when I do it because I've lost patience. You know what I mean? Like the reason that you try those moves is because you've already lost your head to begin with. Like if you didn't lose your head, then you wouldn't be in that position. So
I think it'd be good for you. Like I'm not, not being sarcastic or anything, but I think that is one of watching your streams all the time. It's not a weak link in your repertoire, but it is something that you could maybe work on.
Yeah,
which I think is, it's good that you're aware that, you do sort of get into some situations where, I mean, I do watch you, of course, and it's like, I'm the one really saying, bro, what are you doing? like just, you got to relax, mate. You got to, like you've just listened to, you got to figure out where it is that, is going to be a good spot to get that overtake done.
Yeah.
knowing
exactly.
that you're quicker, like it doesn't have to be done on that next corner.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I mean, sometimes back markers surprise you. They can be pretty good. They can be still on pace with you. It's just
yes, exactly. Yeah, like I said, it's a personal thing. Like it's a, you know what I mean. It's a part that you
overtake without them knowing. I think you've done that to me once at Tsukuba. I didn't know you were. I didn't see you coming. I definitely didn't see you going. I think that's because I was looking at the wall.
Scent.
Well, it wasn't called Scent back then, mate. It was called Murdered.
Oh yeah, true.
Yes,
true. Yeah, it's totally stumped my train of thought. Now I can't remember anything else that I was thinking about.
I mean, overtakes. That'll be good.
Yeah, learn how to overtake. Get an alt profile. Study overtaking, and then just studying other players too. That was I've totally lost it. I've totally lost it.
Other drivers?
Yeah, I don't know. There was another point. There was another segment that story was going to lead into that I've not written down and failed to retain in my memory.
I think it's what sort of more awareness of. I suppose that works both ways with overtakes and
being overtaken.
Being overtaken, but like you said, when you do overtake, you should be able to hold that position and not get sort of punted.
Yeah, exactly.
You can see it a mile away. I mean, yeah, but like you were saying the other day, from playing on in-car view, looking at the split for the driver behind you,
yep,
before you start sort of looking at the rear mirror or rear view, which is what I've been doing now that I'm on in-car again.
Yep.
But having that fear still at 0.5, people are still lunging.
Yeah,
from 500 meters away.
That gives me a heart attack. Like there's so like I really like to be under 0.2 and preferably even under 0.1 before I'll even like think about going for an overtake, and really try and get some sort of overlap. Or actually, I would even say 0.1 and 0.2 are almost lunges. I'd want overlap before I'm going to try and make a move. And then dudes with the 0.5, like, oh yeah, that's that's close enough for an overtake.
That's a long way away, man.
That's miles away, dude. 0.5 is so licked and sent.
Yeah, so I mean, I experienced a little bit of that on Sardinia in this week's daily race. I mean, it was still sort of clean, but the you'd get one or two laps down, and everybody's pretty much in a train line, and of course you're entering that corner from the far left.
Yep.
After you get past the pit wall to cut back, and you're sort of cutting your way back to the apex, and then there's a car in front of you because they don't believe in the driving line and want to not only slow themselves down, but you and everybody else behind in the process.
Yeah.
I still find it hard. Like, why? And that was from 0.5. You're talking 0.5, 0.6. They're
just mate, pull up the handbrake, just send her in there sideways, mate. Don't even worry about it.
Like at some point, they must see, it was from first to fourth, everyone is wide to the left.
Yep.
I mean, does that mean that the driver behind me was thinking, oh shit, the guy in first he's left a gap open for me.
He's let me past.
I can get through all four of these drivers because they're wide to the left. I can stick to the right and probably overtake three of these people. No, you can't. I'm sorry.
You can always try.
You're a muppet. Living the dream.
No, well.
Just don't want to play anymore, mate. Just don't want to play.
Yeah. On that. Oh, next week's races. All terrible again.
Are they?
Yep.
Haven't looked. Fill me in.
Group 4 at Auto something. Group 3 at somewhere else. And then N200s for race C. It's like, that's Suzuka.
That's Suzuka again. So it's good to see that we're getting the...
Yeah, 2 weeks ago that track was on, mate.
The
schedule.
Track rotation is back up to...
So we're going to have...
A+ levels.
We're going to have Nürburgring N300s next week. You heard it here first, mate. Like, we just finished Nürburgring.
Hear a lot of things here first. So what you're saying is I should just leave the bubble wrap on my seat and actually push the sim rig to the right of the room.
Yeah, definitely.
And put it up on eBay. Is that it? We're done.
Get it done.
This is the last episode of SimCaders, episode lucky number 13. We're done.
Woot woot.